like a boss.
All right, guys, so let me tell you something that's very interesting. And I actually got this questions from one of my clients today who is jealous because one of his friends is dating a super hot girl and his friend is a little overweight and works at Burger King. No joke. He even showed me the photo of her and I was like, holy shit. Like, I got jealous. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, how the fuck was he able to get her, right? And and I'm not gonna lie, he called me because he couldn't handle the jealousy. It was to the point that he couldn't hang out with his friends because of the jealousy that he felt. And you know what? I get it. Like, we shouldn't judge that guy. I get it because he's a dude who's in shape, a decent looking guy. He's a good looking guy, man. He's in shape. He's actually 6 foot and he hasn't had a girlfriend yet. He's like 20, 21 or so like that. And his friend is like 19 but overweight, right? And he's been working at Burger King for like 2 years, and he's confused why he was able to get with her, and not him be able to get with an attractive woman. First of all, let me tell you something. A lot of the times, when you see a dude who's not good looking with a hot girl, it's luck. It's simple as that. It's just luck. Life is like that sometimes, right? And that same dude who got that girl, a few things might happen. One, he might keep her, which eventually he's gonna get tired of her, right? That's what's gonna happen. Two, she might lose interest, or three, she might break up with him, and he may never be able to replicate a hot girl like that. Which means that the fact that he was able to ascend so high and then for the rest of his life be here, it may be that it wasn't even worth being with her. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like having that taste of freedom, right? Or the next thing will happen where he'll be with her and then other women don't like her and they'll want to get back at her by fucking him, right? And so he'll have more women because of the fact he's dating a hot girl and other women are jealous of her. And so they might want to get revenge on her by having sex with him, or they might be attracted to him because that girl's attracted to him, right? But what happens is after she breaks up with him, what could potentially happen, he might have women for a few months, right? Like, you know how when you get unemployment checks, right? But after a few months, the effects of having that girl would just fade away and then you'll end up being alone, right? But that's for a whole nother day, right? But let's explain why he was able to get her. And why is it that when you see guys walking down the street who are ugly as fuck with hot girls, why that is, right? And there's a logical reason. And before I say that, don't forget I have a seminar in New York City this weekend, and I have a seminar across the United States. Check out the description down below where I'm going to be going to your city. And if you need one-on-one coaching, like monthly coaching and individual coaching, check out the description down below. All right. So the reason why is this, right? And I've been harping this to you guys all year long, is that these dudes, he was a not a supervisor, but below a supervisor at that job. In other words, he has some responsibility, right? And what tends to happen is that sometimes guys are so ugly, and they know that they're so ugly, that they don't even hit on the girls. Like, they're just internally giving up. They don't even hit on girls, right? And so what happens is that those guys sometimes, because they just gave up internally, they ignore the women in around them. And those women, because of the fact that they're ignoring them, might end up liking them sometimes, right? Or sometimes you have that combination where he's a supervisor, but he has no hope in women. And so the women under him look up to him because he's a supervisor. It's relative status, right? Relative, because it's only based on the job. And so she might end up liking him simply because they work together and he's a boss or he's a manager, right? So what you'll notice is that now, you know how you have a hot girl at work and so she's hot, but then when you see her in the street, she doesn't look that hot, right? But it doesn't really matter though, right? Because you only remember how hot she is at work, so it still works out. It's the same thing, is that he might not be attractive, but because of his relative status in the job, it makes him more attractive. So when you see dudes who are not attractive with hot girls, it's important to find out why, right? It might be that guy may have had a girlfriend that girl hated, and so she might have gotten revenge and gotten with him to get her back, right? Or it might be that he was part of the theater club, right? And he was one of the actors, one of the leading actors. Or maybe they were part of a class together and she just noticed him, right? The point is that there's going to be a common theme above all those things. They were in a community. They were part of a group. They were part of a workout group. either he was part of, or they worked together and he was part of the people who worked, or he was the best employee, or he was the smartest person in class, right? He was the most responsible employee, or he was the boss, or he was the leader of the group. The point is that you'll see that he really never made an effort to get her, right? Or maybe sometimes when you see ugly dudes, it's because that girl dated an alpha male and she's tired of that, and now she's picking a beta male to date, right? In other words, a lot of those things are just chance. He just so happens to be hired in that job. He just so happened to do a good job, right? And he just so happened to hire a woman who just so happens to be attracted to guys who are above her. It's all chance. It's nothing that he intentionally did, right? Now the thing is that once you know that formula, you can replicate it with some work, right? Sometimes it's one thing to look into it, but when you know how this works, when you know the not the logic, but the rationale why those things happen, you could recreate that, right? It's like when you have like for example, it's kind of like when you see dudes who have 2 or 3 girlfriends. Those dudes never planned that out. Those dudes just so happened to date a girl who was into girls, and she suggested to bring in another girl, right? Now the fact that and I did the research, most of these relationships start, the polyamory ones start because a woman suggests a woman, right? Now that means that there's a lot of dudes with women who like women, but they just never asked them if they would like to bring in another woman because they're too scared. Or you guys started off as monogamous, and so there's too much investment in this that she's just not willing to see you as a person who she shares. But if you would have just brought it up from the beginning and asked, you most likely a lot of dudes could have 2 girlfriends. The thing is that they just don't understand why those things happen. They think you got to be someone of high status. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, the girl that I'm seeing doesn't like other women, so it's not gonna work out. To be honest with you, it's not gonna work out because she just doesn't like other women, right? She's really nice, I like her a lot, but she doesn't like other women, so it's not gonna work out, right? So I'm seeing her, but like at the same time, I'm like, I'm slowly meeting other women, and those girls, I'm meeting other women who like other women, and so I'm gonna choose them over this one, even though I like this one, but I'm gonna have to just keep her on the side because she just doesn't fit my whole image. Right? But what I'm telling you is, though, that's the reason why. It's not because he had more game than you. See, a lot of these guys that see that think they just have to talk more. No, it's all about the position you put yourself in life. Like a lot of nerdy dudes, like a lot of dudes who are nerds, they'll get women not because, for example, you have I saw this one dude who's into spirituality in Union Square Park, and he has a badass girlfriend, and he's into crystals. I could promise you want to know how he met her? I could promise you how. He met her maybe at a spiritual retreat. He met her at a spiritual retreat, maybe like at a fucking moon rising or like a half moon ritual, whatever the fuck that is, right? Like those dudes go to those kind of events. They're part of spiritual communities, and maybe they also sell they sell what you call it, crystals, right? And so maybe a girl saw that and she was into that. You see what I'm saying? It's like the point is that those guys, they put themselves out there. Now what you don't see are video gamers who play video games all day at home with a hot girlfriend. Now that shit is like thunder striking. You cannot even put that as that's an anomaly. If you're gonna use it as a strategy to get women, you better fucking you better wake up, because that's not gonna happen. Does that make sense? Alright guys, so I want you guys to check out my online course called Dark Game. That's right people, Dark Game. And this course is pretty much, I review to you the secret tactics, the secret techniques to create attraction in almost any woman, right? But not just attraction to the point that makes her want to see you all the time, where she's the one initiating all the contact, right? Now just imagine to be able to keep all of the girls in your life that you lost because of your stupidity. Imagine, and I had stupidity too. Imagine being able to keep them. Imagine being able to have 5, 6 women available to you, wanting to see you. Imagine being able to create intense relationships where they're all doing all the work. People, that kind of stuff does exist, people. I'm not going to promise you that you're going to bang like 40, 50 women. I'm going to promise you that you're going to be able to keep the women you have, that you get with. I can promise you that keeping them will increase with this course. But let me keep showing you something.
This course is pretty huge, people. It's a huge course. This course has over 50 videos. 50 videos, right? And some of them you could get for free. If you just sign up, you get free videos, right? But in these videos, let me show you guys the course, right?
All right,
Oh
guys.
shit. That's me right there, right? In this video, I pretty much teach you guys how to find your purpose. Right? All this is how to find your purpose, discovering your purpose, right? I teach you guys then about female psychology, all of the principles about female psychology you guys need to understand. I then teach you guys the mindset, the proper mindset that you guys need to deal with women. After that, I teach you guys 21 videos on how to game. I mean, it's pretty much unbelievable, man. I gotta make this available, right? But it's unbelievable how many I pretty much put everything: outer game, social circuit game, strategies, threesomes, foursomes, everything, right? And on top of that, I give you guys a few bonuses: how to overcome approach anxiety, why you can't take actions, a Dickens pattern to change your mentality, how to go from open to transitions, right? 81-minute long, people. This is like, I don't know how long this is, but this is hours, and I mean hours worth of content. And you get a 30-day money back guarantee. I mean, you without questions asked. All for $99, people. People, this is originally, this could be around a few thousands, to be honest with you, right? But you guys get it for $99, right? All you gotta do is just go over here, purchase the course, and you'll get access to it. And if you don't like it, you could just message me and get your money back, people. Look, man, don't be hard-headed, people. Don't be hard-headed. This is the course that you guys need, right? It gives you guys everything. I cover everything. I could promise you, man, you're not gonna get a more in-depth course on how to attract women and keep them more than this. All right. Anyways, people, check it out. 30-day money back guarantee. There is no risk, and you can get the free course. You can get the free trial. The free trial are these videos that you get for free, right? You guys could just sign up. You could watch all of these videos for free, right? And you don't have to pay. All right. Anyways, I'll see you guys inside. I want to see you guys inside because, again, people, you can't lose nothing. There's a 30-day money back